The next top story, number three, is how Tether became money laundering's dream. This is from The Economist. It's from Scoresby. 29 comments, 1,759 cents. Keyan, I can only imagine what this is, but tell us what it is.
Yeah, The Economist is writing about a particular money laundering empire. Like it's a Russian female. What they do is they take cash from drug cartels and gangs and oligarchs in Russia, and in return for the cash that they get from them, they give them Tether, and the Tether they get from uh, basically like the Bitcoin ransom people. So they take Bitcoin from the ransom people, convert it into Tether, then trade the Tether for cash for the oligarchs and stuff. And now the oligarchs can move their money out of Russia if they need to, and the drug dealers can buy drugs from the cartels using Tether. And then they take the cash and then they give it to people who don't have access to bank accounts but want the cash. So it's kind of this nice, clean operation. So Scoresby kind of scowls at some of the assumptions of the author of this post, who basically says that the banks are very successful at stopping this kind of criminal stuff, even though the article starts out by describing how few criminals are caught laundering by normal means, but they're like, Tether really takes it to another level. Yeah. So what was I going to say? Anyway, I lost my train of thought. But it's a pretty excellent post. I like the criminal. I was going to talk about the fee that the woman charges to launder money. It's 3%. Traditional money laundering costs 10. So pretty great. That's just technology for you, making everything more efficient.
Dude, it's just wild to think that. How do I say this?
What's
It's
he gonna
just,
say? What's
it's
he
just,
gonna be
it's
right about
just,
now?
it's just wild to think how far we've come in this ecosystem to where everybody's okay with this like stablecoin entering a lot of different wallets, a lot of different social apps, a lot of different, I mean, you name it, it's in it. And we're all okay with all this kind of surveillance and no one's saying anything about it, but everybody's ignoring it, or at least um, not talking around it, but not really confronting it like we have to today because it's in the top five stories. We can't ignore it. We have to talk about it. Like I'm going to give you my opinion on it. I just think it's just fascinating how no one's saying anything about this, but it clearly says in this article that Tether is working directly with the FBI and other heads of state to arrest people, and it's handing over data, and it's putting people in jail, and it's doing all these things. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, it's like how if you're a Bitcoiner, how safe do you feel using a wallet that also has Tether in there? That's the question I have today on Stacker.News Live. Like, do you feel like that wallet is also at risk, is also being surveilled? Keyan, is that a fair question from Car today to ask that?
I think all questions are fair. I agree with Albert Einstein when he said that there is no such thing as a stupid question. So that's my point of view on that. But I mean, the author argues in here that Tether is bad at this. That Tether is bad at doing the job of like preventing illicit stuff. And then they have like a Tether representative in here. I think it's the CTO, who describes how much illicit finance they actually stop and how much monitoring and stuff that they do, and how intermingled they are with the current administration. It's a pretty good article if you want to understand like kind of current state of Tether, um, viewed from a skeptical eye. But the skeptical eye belongs to someone who is sort of a morist towards the traditional financial system. So it's maybe not the skeptical eye that you want, which is maybe a Bitcoiner's skeptical eye.
But if I'm using a wallet that has Tether implemented into the wallet, though, am I being surveilled by the police?
You're already being surveilled. So any wallet you're KYCing into, you're done.
No,
That's
but I'm saying if a wallet is accepting Tether into its app, am I being surveilled as a Bitcoiner that's not KYC'd?
uh, if you're not using Tether, they don't have any way of.
No, but I'm saying like okay.
It implies that the company that you're using that has incorporated Tether does not care about your privacy or your financial sovereignty as much
So
as one.
so let's just for the stackers who are listening to this, KYC meaning email address, a phone number, or any other
Things
form
that would
of
allow
identification.
things that would allow anyone to figure out who you are and where you live.
Okay, so if I download an app, a Bitcoin app, that's a wallet or a social app that has Tether and that has an email address,
I would say,
you're it's fair to assume, adversarially thinking as a Bitcoiner, that I'm being surveilled by
so
agencies.
so the reason any wallet KYCs you is so that they can do anti-money laundering stuff on you as a person using their software and report you to the government when they think you're doing something that might cause them to be liable, for providing financial services to you. That's
But
the reason they're KYCing you.
but when does that metadata start leaking and selling to other data agencies, and then it starts tracking me? And
I mean,
then
I don't know. It depends on like the terms of service that these companies have. I don't know, but that's the whole point of the KYC. It's specifically for monitoring. Like they're not KYCing you to be able to send you money in the mail if you lose your account. They're KYCing you because they want to give your personal information to governments if their systems flag that you're doing something
I'm just saying it. I'm
suspicious.
just saying it's a really slippery. I'm just saying it's a really slippery slope that we're walking down as Bitcoiners um, when these Tether tokens start entering some of these apps. I mean, I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair thing to ask.
I put it to you this way though. Safety isn't a feeling. So if you're using any wallet thinking that it's going to make you safe, that's a bad assumption.
Yeah. This is maybe, if so, say you KYC'd into a Bitcoin wallet and then they also add Tether. This does feel like a step in a direction towards, less sovereignty, less self-sovereignty. That's I think the most you can say. But the moment you're like KYCing into a custodial wallet, you've basically lost your sovereignty as far as most of us are concerned. That's when you begin walking down the slippery slope or slipping down it.
I guess a bigger question is, when are you adding Tether to Stacker.News?
I don't have any intention of adding
Yeah.
Tether.
What if the stakeholders make you?
I don't have stakeholders that would make me.
Okay.
But that is the question though. Like, what do all these like integrations with Tether kind of mean long term?
Well, they say it in this article. Tether made twice as much money
As BlackRock.
as BlackRock, which is incredible. So they are. If you think BlackRock is this evil, powerful thing, maybe you don't think Tether is evil, but they're
Yeah.
twice as powerful if you can measure it in terms of profit.
Yeah.
I have a Rome was at a very big at the height of its paganism too as well. So let's just remember that. It's
Yeah. Rome was so big.
look how that turned out.
And look how that turned out. Fell to the ground. Some of it.
I don't know if
That's why I'm saying it's a house of cards.
Tether is.
No, I'm just saying, like, you don't know when that's going to crumble. A lot of what they're buying are treasury bills too, which they also say in this article that where is it? It's like it's the safest thing that you could purchase.
Yeah, They take most of that's most of what they hold to back.
And
the
they also
dollars.
say here that Tether teamed up with Tron, which we know is a communist company. So that's another thing.
I didn't know they were communists.
Yeah, they have Justin Sun working with them, which is he's a communist, known communist.
Well, okay.
I mean, there are articles out there. I don't need to
Where are they?
look them up. They're on there. They're out there.
So I should look
Look it
up,
up.
is Tron a communist company?
No,
Look into it.
look into Justin Sun, who's the CEO of Tron. He's a communist.
I don't know who that is.
Well, it was 2017 when all that came out. He's
I like
probably,
the movie Tron. I hope that's not.
anyways,
Do you remember the game?
never
anyways,
played the
I
game.
just think it's fascinating how a lot of these questions aren't being asked, but we're forced to ask it here on Stacker.News Live.
I think there are people asking them. I think just the people who are most influential aren't. The people that you kind of expect to aren't.
well, they're not supposed to.
Because I mean, that's you don't buy the plebs, you buy the influencers who.
But are like everyday
manipulate
people
the
using Tether or like companies?
I think there's a lot of people. We get a lot of posts on Stacker News about how people can't spend money in, say, Venezuela, can't spend Bitcoin in Venezuela,
Oh,
but
yeah.
can't spend Tether.
Yeah.
So it is. I think it is. Helping a lot of people
Right.
get access to dollars who wouldn't otherwise be able to get access to them.
Like
So
be able
there's-
to participate financially.
yeah. So there's that
while
side to
they're-
Tether.
Yeah.
That's just like, yeah, banking people who in US dollars who wouldn't otherwise be banked. So that's the positive side.
While
of
their
this.
economies crumble.
Yeah. So giving them somewhat of an exit, and then Tether itself has so much money, it's doing, a variety of nice things for Bitcoin and open source and
Lightning.
decentralized technology. I don't know if it's doing much good for Lightning, although they are partnered with some companies to provide
Who's to say?
Tether on the Lightning Network.
Yeah.